it was totally going to be the game changer of the
Right.
industry.
Right.
And where is it? Where is it now?
Nowhere to be
Yeah.
found.
And that's where the data,
Right.
where's the data? And I think now with consumers being as savvy as ever, no one provided any data. So they were like, next.
Hello, hello. This is Brooke DeVard, and you're listening to the Naked Beauty Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, I've done very minimal makeup today because I really want the skin to shine through. I have been working so hard on my skin. I feel like it's really in its peak form. And today I'm speaking to someone who is a true insider in the skincare industry. Oftentimes, we don't get to hear from the people behind the scenes, the chemists that are making the incredible formulations that sell out time and time again. And Ron Robinson is truly a pioneer in his field. I'm going to tell you a little bit about his background. Ron Robinson is a cosmetic chemist and the founder of BeautyStat. Ron has worked behind the scenes at some of the best legacy beauty companies. He started his career at Clinique and then went to work for Revlon, Lancome, and La Mer. Ron is also the chemist behind Hailey Bieber's beauty brand, Rhode, helping them to formulate skincare products that have become cult favorites. Ron is so knowledgeable when it comes to skincare and has such deep expertise and industry experience. I cannot wait to talk to him here on Naked Beauty. Ron, welcome to Naked Beauty.
Thank you, Brooke. I'm so excited to be here with you.
I'm so excited. I miss running into you in Chelsea.
Chelsea, yes. We used to be neighbors in West Chelsea.
I know. And
How's LA life treating you?
You know what? I feel like you would love LA too because you're into wellness and...
I love the sun.
Yes.
I love being outdoors.
Yes.
Into fitness.
You're into fitness. Yes.
I think so. I think I'd love it here as well.
Do you think you would ever move?
Looking, right? Looking.
Yes.
It's a little distance. You know, I feel New York City's been my home base. I'm born and raised there.
I know.
But you never know.
Yes. How does your fiance feel about a potential West Coast move? I'm putting you on the spot.
He loves it out here.
Okay.
He loves it out here. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Yes. So let's talk about growing up in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Were you always into math, science? Were you into skincare?
First of all, my parents are from the Caribbean, from Barbados.
Barbados.
So my mom was a nurse. She wanted to be a medical doctor.
Okay.
And that's the thing with folks from the Caribbean. Back in the day, they only recognized two careers. You were either a doctor or a lawyer.
Yes.
So me and my brothers did better in sciences. So they pushed us to do pre-med and to become a doctor. Two of my brothers became doctors.
You dropped out, right?
Dropped out.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I wanted to do. Right. Went to med school and dropped out.
What was the reaction to you dropping out?
My mom was so upset, so hurt. She was crushed. She really was.
Yeah.
And I moved back in with my parents. They were like, what are you going to do with your life? And I started to send out resumes. And Clinique called me in for an interview. Clinique's a division of the Estee Lauder companies.
Yes.
They called me in for an interview back in 1989.
Wow.
And hired me on the spot. And that's how I fell into the beauty industry and became a cosmetic chemist.
Oh my goodness. Well, now I'm understanding your age because I was born in 1989 and you were working then. You look so good. You look so good. So in 1989, you joined Clinique.
Yeah, actually 1990, early. So I interviewed, hired, and then actually started early 1990s. So that's 35 years ago.
Wow. And what was the position?
Cosmetic chemist.
Okay. And so before doing that, did you have any conception of what cosmetic chemistry was? Were you paying attention to skincare that you were using?
No idea. The only thing I was using really was scrubs, facial scrubs. And do you remember the Biore pore strip?
Yes.
Where everyone was ripping their noses off?
Right. And that's just dead skin that's coming off,
dead
right?
skin, and some of the plugged pores as well. It was pulling out the clogged pores. So I think my visual in terms of seeing what was being pulled out of my skin, that was my first interaction with beauty.
Okay.
But I had no idea there was this world of science and formulation until I became a cosmetic chemist for Clinique.
Okay. And so what did you do at Clinique?
Yeah, so I formulated some of the early best-selling products for Clinique skincare. Do you remember the turnaround cream and turnaround products? Those were some of the big sellers. So what we did back then is we leveraged a beta hydroxy acid called salicylic acid.
Yes.
And that was one of the first times it was incorporated into a topical treatment, serum, gel, or lotion. And so I created and formulated some of those, which became bestsellers for the brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so help me just visualize for a cosmetic chemist. Are you in a lab? Like, what is the day-to-day? What does a day look like?
Yeah, so a cosmetic chemist is someone who researches, develops, or formulates skincare or beauty products. And so I'm working in the lab.
Okay. So you're like in a lab coat.
In a lab coat.
Okay.
That was my job. In the lab coat, formulating, understanding raw materials. Basically, if you look at in fact, I have some photos of myself back in the day with all of my ingredients on a shelf that I would use and leverage to start mixing and putting together products and formulating skincare products.
Wow. And so then are cosmetic chemists also involved in the clinical trials?
No, that's a separate department.
Okay.
And sometimes cosmetic companies could either have some internal clinical testing or external. We have third parties as well that will do testing for us there.
Now for BeautyStat, it's very unique because you are the CEO and founder and cosmetic chemist.
Yes.
Which is very rare in the skincare industry, right?
There are not many of us at all.
There are very few. I'm trying to think. I feel like Matter of Fact Skincare.
Matter of Fact, yes,
is
that's
one. And then I can't really even think of others.
One of the co-founders of Do.
One of the co-founders of Do, not Charlotte.
Is a cosmetic chemist.
Yes.
Joyce is a cosmetic chemist as well.
Yes.
And they're not many of us. It's really tough as a cosmetic chemist. Really, they're focusing on ingredients, technology. And mostly, especially back then, we were kind of working in the lab like a lab rat. We weren't really exposed to consumers, and really, we really partnered up with marketing to come up with these products and develop these products. But we weren't really exposed. This is before social media, so we couldn't tap into what's going on online. Basically, we had to just rely on either our marketing counterparts to tell us what the market needed and what we should be working on, or we would go out to the shopping mall and actually interview consumers as they were walking in and out of department stores. So we would have a clipboard, and we were able to stop a consumer as they were coming in and say, "Hey, do you have a few minutes? I'd love to offer you $5 if you'd answer some questions about skincare. What's in your routine? What do you find that's missing? What would you love to see?"
Wow.
That was the only interaction. So it was really old school. It was really kind of really guerrilla in terms of how we encountered and engaged with consumers back then. Yeah.
And then I know you went to Revlon.
I did.
And my mother was an SVP at Revlon
amazing.
in the late 90s.
Okay.
So she was on the marketing side.
Okay. Yeah.
So one of the things that she always tells me is they had to invent new ways to sell the same product, right? So a lot of it is like marketing spin.
Yes. Yep. Spin.
How in your field, how often are there true scientific breakthroughs? We're going to talk about your iconic vitamin C serum, because I know that's, in terms of how it's formulated, very unique. But how often are we just getting the same product repackaged in a new way?
I think these days, because of brands being more transparent with consumers, they're demanding it. Consumers they're smarter than ever, savvy as ever. They know ingredients. They expect to be educated. And I certainly do that. My goal is to really educate and inform. That's one of my jobs as well. But consumers want that transparency. So it's hard to pull the wool over consumers' eyes these days.
True. We're so much more educated.
So much more educated. They see it. They could sniff it. They could see it in a minute. They will call you on it.
Yes.
They will call you on it.
Well, I want to talk about luxury skincare for a moment because of your time at La Mer.
Yes.
And I am someone that loves the La Mer soft cream specifically, which I know
Great
you
product.
Helped formulate.
Some of the early ones.
The early ones.
Because keep in mind, this is back in early 90s.
The 90s still.
So this is when Estee Lauder just recently acquired La Mer.
Okay.
And at that time, there's only one SKU, the cream. That was it.
Yes.
And then I helped formulate and develop some of the cleansers, the ancillary products to that cream.
Okay. So one of the questions that people always ask me is it worth it? Is luxury skincare worth the price tag? How would you answer that?
How would I answer that? Well, luxury, what you're getting a fantastic package. So if that's important to you, and a lot of people it is, aesthetics and having something that looks good, feels good, has the weight, etc., you're definitely getting it there. In most cases, you're getting perhaps higher levels of ingredients that might not be in the mass or prestige products. So you're getting that.
Okay.
And
are you getting better efficacy though? Not always, it sounds like.
It's the efficacy is really shrinking. The gap is narrowing.
Right.
It's really narrowing in terms of getting that much better. So right now, we're seeing the mass brands, the prestige brands, they've stepped it up.
They have.
So what I'm seeing now from an innovation perspective is getting or giving the consumer great value, great benefits as less expensive as possible.
Yes. Now you have a moisturizer that I love. It's called the Universal.
The Pro Bio Moisture Boost Cream or the Peptide Wrinkle Relaxing Moisturizer. The
The
pink jar or the green?
green and white jar.
Green and white jar. Okay, yes, that's a Pro Bio Moisture Boost.
That was the first product, in addition to your vitamin C, that I really
Yes.
fell in love with. How
Yeah.
much does that cost?
That costs $50.
$50.
Yes.
And I think the performance is incredible. It's super hydrating. And you explained to me, because you're the cosmetic chemist. Sometimes I use moisturizers and I feel like they really sit on top of my skin, and others really sink in and penetrate. What is
Right.
that difference?
Yeah, that difference. And that's what, I feel that product is very underrated.
So
For us-
underrated. This is what I
Yes.
always say.
Yeah, it's so underrated because we launched that product with our Star Vitamin C serum. So it really
It took a back seat to
it
the
took a
vitamin
real
C.
it took a real backseat. So I think the magic in that product is developing a texture that's lightweight. My goal in that product was to deliver hydration
Mhm.
that lasts without the grease and buildup.
Yes.
And I think we achieved that.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, love it myself.
We have to talk about the vitamin C,
Right.
because that is truly breakthrough in terms of the levels of ascorbic acid. And let me not talk about the science. Let me hand this over to you to
Yeah.
talk about why it is so just breakthrough.
Yeah, the purpose and where I was going with that product is the feedback I got from consumers around their frustration around vitamin C.
Mhm.
Why does it oxidize? Why does it turn brown and turn orange?
Right.
Why does it smell like hot dog water?
Why does it smell so bad?
So bad when it oxidizes, and it basically stops working.
Mhm.
So my goal was, what if I could stabilize pure vitamin C? Would that not be a breakthrough in skincare?
Mm.
So many years of testing, researching, so literally thousands of formulas before we came to that one formula that felt good, had a great texture, blended right into the skin, had 20% pure vitamin C, which is potent.
Very
It's potent. It's potent.
Yes.
You
But
might
it's
feel
not
the tingle.
irritating.
No, it's not. The goal was to make it potent, really effective, and as less irritating as possible. Because if you have a compromised skin barrier, whereas your skin is dry, irritated, you shouldn't be using vitamin C until you get your moisture barrier intact. So if you have a good, healthy barrier that's not compromised, go into vitamin C hours, 20%. You're really going to see so much great results around
Yes.
evening out skin tone, fading the look of hyperpigmentation. It firms the skin, reduces fine lines. It does it all.
Yeah.
Vitamin C does it all, and that's why I love it. And so
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled to be able to bring that product to market.
Yes. I need to re-up on mine.
Yeah.
One of the things that I learned recently, I think for some reason in my head, I just had vitamin C as something you put on in the morning
Mhm.
under sunscreen. And then
Mhm.
I don't know if it was an esthetician or dermatologist, and they were like, you can use vitamin C at night. And I was like, oh,
Absolutely can.
yeah.
Absolutely
I don't know
can.
how we got into this narrative that vitamin C
Right.
is like a morning product.
Well, I think the reason why is that vitamin C, 3 great benefits for the skin. It's a powerful antioxidant. And I think that's why a lot of scientists, derms recommend it in the morning, because this way you're getting that protection
Yes.
from free radicals that you might face throughout the day. Also, it helps to stimulate collagen. People don't really realize that it's really effective at firming the skin and reducing fine lines and wrinkles. And lastly, what it's known best for is brightening the skin, evening out the skin tone, and helping to treat and fade hyperpigmentation.
Yes. And your latest product is a lip product that has
Yes,
both vitamin C and mineral sunscreen in it.
absolutely, yes. So the goal there basically was hearing from consumers about the fact that, hey, you know what? I'm seeing hyperpigmentation and unevenness around my lip area. And they're exacerbating that by not finding lip treatments with good sunscreen protection.
Right.
So the goal with this product, our new C lip serum, this
Yes.
guy here, is basically to combine pure vitamin C, mineral sunscreen, so that consumers get really that total effective protection against UV and free radicals, along with vitamin C to brighten, even out the skin tone. It leaves your lips juicy, soft, hydrated.
Mm.
It's amazing. I love it. I'm wearing it right now.
Yes, I was
Yes.
so happy
Yeah.
to hear that you were wearing it, because when I hear
love it.
mineral sunscreen, automatically I'm like, oh, it's going to be this chalky
Yeah.
white. And no, it has a beautiful kind of peachy tint
Peachy
to it.
tint to it, yes. 2 years in development. This was a tough one. This was a
I'm
really
sure.
tough challenge to develop. So excited to launch it now.
I'm very excited to try it.
Yeah.
I want to hear about going from idea to product in your hand.
Yeah.
And specifically, what are the considerations that you keep in mind when you're formulating for dark skin? Now, I know
Right.
the BeautyStat products are for everyone,
They are.
but just given your background, you know that we have different skincare needs.
Yes.
So what comes into play when you're formulating for darker skin, and how do you get from idea to final product?
Yeah, I think, well, those with more melanin in their skin, my approach is making sure that we're addressing the biggest concern around hyperpigmentation and evening the skin tone. So once we can get and solve around that, and of course, making sure if we're using sunscreen or mineral sunscreen, we're delivering a sheer product that's going to really blend into the skin, looking and feeling seamlessly. Other than that, our skin is basically works and functions the same as our fair skin counterparts. So that's the approach, is how can I achieve really the needs for everyone? Of course, keeping our melanin skin folks in mind as well, and making sure that we could really get and capture and deliver results for all skin tones.
You just mentioned that it takes 2 years, that this product took
Yes.
2 years. So there is a long lead time. And then we kind of see, as consumers, we see trends in the skincare industry. So we're seeing a lot of lip products right now.
Yes.
How do you, one, stay on top of the trends? Are there trade publications or conferences that you attend to kind of know what's happening? And then how do you know what the latest science is?
Yeah, all of those things. First of all, I am front and consumer facing.
Yes.
So I hear it firsthand.
Right.
I hear from the consumer. I hear their frustrations. I hear their concerns. I hear what they like, what they're missing. And of course, as the scientist, I'm able to match that with innovation. I love working with gold standard ingredients. For all the gold standard ingredients, whether that's retinoids or vitamin C, there's always a downside. So my goal is, how do I provide as much upside? Meaning, how do I take vitamin C, which is notoriously unstable, and stabilize it and make it effective? Right. And I'm doing that with peptides and other gold standard ingredients that always are so great, but they're not perfect. And it takes a cosmetic chemist or formulator to perfect them and make them really ideal and optimal for everyone.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about some common skincare concerns.
Okay.
And then I'd love for you to tell me which ingredients or products people should look for.
Okay.
We mentioned it a little bit, but fine lines and wrinkles, which I think everyone runs immediately to Botox, which is great. If people want to
for sure,
Botox, great.
Totally effective.
Totally effective. But there are also creams that you can use to help with fine lines and wrinkles. What are the benefits of peptides, and what should people be looking for to treat fine lines and wrinkles?
Yeah, peptides would be one go-to, especially for those deep lines and expression lines. So I love neuropeptides. Basically, peptides are short chains of amino acids, and they work as a messenger to help communicate to the skin, to tell the skin to take certain actions. Neuropeptides work specifically to signal the skin to relax and smooth out those expression lines and wrinkles. And you have those peptides that work really well about helping with fine lines and wrinkles as well.
Yes.
So the different types, and there are also peptides for hydration and barrier repair. So it really depends on what the goal, what you want for that product. But for fine lines, wrinkles, peptides, that's a yes. That's a way to go.
What about dark circles under your eyes?
Okay, I love licorice extract.
Licorice extract. Okay.
It comes from the East. It's definitely been pioneered and used out there. We use it in our BeautyStat eye cream.
Okay, I haven't tried your eye cream.
Yeah, it has vitamin C and licorice extract. Superior performance against dark circles.
Really?
Yes,
and you've been able to formulate a vitamin C that can get close to the eye area, because it's such a sensitive area.
It is. So we use 5% vitamin C, not 20%, in our eye cream, because we want it just enough to be effective without irritating. Because as you said, the eye area is sensitive. The skin is thinner. But licorice is one of those go-to ingredients for dark circles that it's underrated. Okay. And we have been pioneering it here.
Okay. I hope you're going to name one of my favorite products for this problem, but enlarged pores. What do you recommend?
Large pores. You want to exfoliate.
Exfoliate. Okay. I was thinking of the mask that I love.
Okay.
But yes. Exfoliation. Physical or chemical or both?
Chemical. I like chemical. Okay. Chemical you could really control better. Physical, it could be too abrasive. It's harder to control. Yeah. It's very sensitive to the pressure of your hands, so it's not even in terms of the application or the pressure applied to the skin. So I like chemical. It's a really more effective, and it can be gentle. So I love hydroxy acids, because keep in mind, large pores, what's making them large? They're clogged, and or you've lost firmness. So think of Swiss cheese, how it stretches.
Yes.
That could be your pores stretching out because you've lost elasticity. So I love hydroxy acids. They could help clear out the pores, help firm up the skin, and tighten the look of those pores.
And what about my favorite mask that you've
Oh
created?
yes. Our it has micro silver. So that mask, love that. It's a blend of clays, charcoal, and silver.
What does silver do for the skin?
Yeah, silver is fantastic. So we used medical grade silver. It's fantastic for antibacterial benefits, helping to keep skin's natural microbiome intact. That's a natural bacteria that our skin needs to function at its best. So it optimizes for that, kills the bad bacteria, keeps the good, and helps your skin thrive and deliver brightness and glow to your skin. How does your skin feel after you remove that mask?
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Very soft. And I feel like, I don't know, the texture of my skin has improved from using that mask.
Yeah. You've rinsed it all away. After that mask hardens up, you rinse it off, you're left with glowing skin.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have been really a pioneer in your field, creating all of these amazing formulas for your own company, for other companies. When does Hailey Bieber call you and say, I need help with Rhode?
So we started to talk back during the pandemic, so 2020.
Yes.
And she had this concept. She shared this concept for me for Rhode. And I was blown away.
How did she find you? How did you initially connect?
I believe she found me in the press.
Okay.
In the press. And I think she wanted a cosmetic chemist that would kind of advise and help her, guide her with the right ingredients to use.
Very smart.
But she had Rhode. She had the concept for Rhode. And I was so impressed with how well studied and how much research she's done in ingredients. She loves product. She tries everything. And she was just so determined and really had this fantastic vision for what Rhode, and look what it's turned out to be.
And look what it's turned out to be. There was a Rhode pop-up here in LA. The line was wrapped.
I saw. It's amazing.
It's
incredible.
Yeah. And a testament to these incredible formulas that you've developed. The price point is very accessible.
Yes.
So how are you able to make such effective skincare at this price point?
It's amazing. Well, I think that's the goal. These days, our consumers are realizing that they don't have to spend a lot of money for results. And the brands like Rhode certainly pioneered that, making it accessible for all.
Yes.
Delivering results, using great ingredients that deliver results, and making it affordable.
Which Rhode product is your favorite?
I love the peptide lip.
The peptide lip, yes.
And of course, that's a bestseller.
Yes.
It's one of the stars, one of the many stars in the collection, and it's my fave.
And what makes it so unique?
I think the texture. It just gives the lips that glow, that radiance, that glazed donut look.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like it.
Yes. So if I come to you and I say, I want to create a product that makes your skin look like a glazed donut, what ingredients do you immediately think, okay, that's squalane, or that's like, do you immediately know what to include to give that look?
Yeah, sure, I do. There are plenty of emollients and esters that can provide that look, and that's what I go to. But that has to be balanced as well. You have to balance that with also making sure it's not too tacky and sticky, making sure it applies nicely, that it dispenses properly. So all of that, that's the magic of being a cosmetic chemist, being able to balance all of those things based on you coming to me and asking, I want this. There are other things to consider as well. Yeah. So it takes time. Sometimes it could take literally hundreds and sometimes thousands of iterations before we land on that product that you love and approve and want to move forward with.
Yes. What excites you these days in the world of skincare? What are you excited about?
I'm excited about so much. I love new ingredients, and again, I love a challenge. At BeautyStat specifically, we not only independently clinically test our products, but we also patent a lot of our technologies as well. So we own them. And so wherever I see an opportunity to uncover a great ingredient that I see delivers great results, I look to see if there's a way of me also owning it, making sure that no one else can use it and that we could really own and promote and build the brand and products around that ingredient with that technology.
And that's a very big deal for people listening in the skincare world. It's very rare to have a patent on your specific formulations. Have you been looking into exosomes at all? I think exosomes is something that we see more and more in the skincare conversation. There are a lot of very high ticket items that use exosomes. How are you thinking about them?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely trendy right now. There's definitely a lot of people looking at them.
Trendy bad?
Trendy, I think trendy TBD. I think more needs to be done in terms. First of all, exosomes, they are carriers or vehicles, so they're messengers, if you will, or transporters of ingredients to different parts of the skin.
Yeah.
So I think in theory, that sounds pretty good. If I could deliver and get an ingredient where it needs to go, so it could deliver results, that sounds great in theory. But does it actually work? So that's what I'm interested in. I'm looking at, okay, what type of exosomes do we use? What do we put into those exosomes? Where do we want them transported to? What type of results can we see? So that's what I'm interested in. So again, very interesting, buzzworthy, trendy.
Yes.
But TBD in terms of does it actually deliver? And that's what I'm exploring.
Yes. And you've been around long enough to know there are so many trends and the pendulum swings. I was just thinking about, remember CBD skincare?
Yes.
Like in 2020, that was going to be like
that
the biggest thing, and it was going to change everything. And like now no one talks about CBD skincare.
Yeah, totally. That was like, it was totally going to be the game changer of the industry.
Right.
And where is it? Where is it now?
Nowhere to be found.
And that's where the data, where's the data? And I think now with consumers being as savvy as ever, no one provided any data. So they were like, next,
move on to
the next.
You, again, run your, it's so rare that you're actually thinking about what's effective from a clinical perspective. You're also thinking about marketing. You're thinking about hiring a team culture. You really do it all. A lot of people in your position would step down and have a CEO come into your place. Are you enjoying doing it all, or does it sometimes feel like overwhelming?
It's a lot. There's no doubt that it's a lot. It's a challenge. I'm really stretched.
Yes.
But I love it. Brooke, I love working. I love talking to you.
Okay.
I love talking to the consumer. I love educating. I'm a content creator.
You are.
I love that as well.
Yes. I love when you pop up on my TikTok. I'm like,
yes,
Ron, educate us.
Yes.
Tell us something new.
And I love managing a team. I have a fantastic team. I brought in folks that are smarter than me.
Right.
I have a head of marketing, head of sales, head of operations, head of finance. These folks have decades of experience, and they are helping to educate me. I empower them. And I love building and fostering a team of really great folks with strong voices, strong experience, and it just makes for a better brand, better product.
Yes.
I love it.
So you're stretched thin.
Yes.
You're traveling a lot.
I am.
I see you on both coasts.
Yes.
How do you relax?
Okay, wellness and fitness have become really important to me.
Yes.
So I'll be 60 years old this year.
Wow.
And
you're in such great shape.
Thank you.
I should have known from running into Chelsea Piers.
At Chelsea Piers, we used to go to the same gyms. So,
yes.
Yes. So I live there. I spend 2 hours plus a day. I'm a morning person.
Okay. Of course you are.
Yes.
All the successful people wake up at 5 a.m. and start their day. Are you like a 5 a.m.?
Yeah, 4:30.
Oh, Lord. What time do you go to sleep to be able to wake up at 4:30? That is always my biggest question.
9 p.m. 9 p.m. literally lights out. I reach over and shut the lights off. 9 p.m. I'm out. So I get about 7 hours of sleep.
And your body can wake up at 4:30?
I can wake up. That's when I'm at my best. That's when I have my peak energy.
Okay.
And I do an hour of weight training, an hour of cardio every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow.
And that keeps me fit, keeps me ready, fit in all aspects, mentally fit.
Mentally.
And that's what's been able to keep me going.
And have you always had a kind of practice when it came to working out? Is this something that has been constant throughout your life?
It's been constant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lifelong fitness enthusiast. So it's part of me. And as I've gotten older, it's become more important to me.
Yes. So I'm thinking about the large windows at Chelsea Piers.
Yes.
Are you wearing sunscreen in the morning when you're working out inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Every morning when you go out, even when it's cloudy.
Even when it's cloudy. Sunscreen. Yeah.
And now we're able to treat and protect the lips as well with our C Lip Serum.
Right.
So don't forget the lips. People forget, they're wearing sunscreen now, which is fantastic, but wear lip sun care as well.
Lip protection.
Yes.
How much is the lip product?
This retails for $15.
Okay, $15. And it feels like a little bit goes a long way. So you can have that for a while.
You can have it for a while. Again, wanted to make sure that protection, brightening of the lips is accessible to all.
Yes. Okay, so you're up at 4:30. You put on your, is it, I'm assuming a mineral sunscreen?
Mineral sunscreen, yes.
Okay. Does BeautyStat have a sunscreen?
Not anymore, no.
Okay.
We're working on a new one.
Okay.
Yes.
Exciting.
Stay tuned for
so
that.
you're probably, using one of the products that you're trialing. So you put on your mineral sunscreen, you put on your, remind me the name of the lip product, the Lip C?
Is our BeautyStat C lip serum.
C lip serum. Anything else?
Anything else? No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Are you eating before you work out, or does the eating come after?
Comes after. Black coffee.
Okay.
Gives me a little wake up.
Yes.
Gets me going.
And nothing else?
Nothing else. Empty stomach other than that.
Okay. So is that considered fasting?
It's a fast. It is.
Okay.
It is a fast.
Okay.
So I break the fast after my workout.
What time?
Lots of protein. Probably around 9 a.m.
Okay. Gosh, you're so healthy.
8:30 a.m.
Okay. So then you have this perfect meal of protein.
Yes.
What are you eating?
Lots of protein. Yogurt, Greek yogurt.
Okay.
Organic Greek yogurt. Protein powder. Sometimes I have a couple of eggs. And then I'm into pasta now as well. I have pasta. I love pasta.
I think with this lifestyle, you can afford a little bit of pasta.
Carbs are important. Don't deprive yourself.
Yes.
You got to have the carbs, especially if you're working out a lot.
Yes.
You need the carbs.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it seems like you eat a very healthy, balanced diet. You're clearly getting a lot of sleep, and you're doing all of the skincare, hence the 60. And then do you do any injections, treatments?
I do.
Okay.
I have a great dermatologist, so I do a little Botox.
Okay. Great. And Botox, how often do you have to get Botox?
They don't recommend me coming often.
Okay.
Like once, maybe twice a year. So, you know what's interesting? I've actually learned from my derm to not express using my forehead.
Okay, I hear people talk about this. Like,
have you heard this before?
I've heard that people try to limit their facial expression.
Right.
But as someone who, I don't know, I talk to a lot of people, I love expressive faces. That kind of makes me sad. But you feel like you've trained yourself.
I've trained myself. And this is how they want me to move, but don't move my forehead. They want me to lift my ears. So that's a cue. That's a cue that you're listening, you're focused.
Interesting.
But I don't have to lift or raise my forehead.
Fascinating.
Yes.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
This is fascinating.
So I've limited my Botox.
Do you also sleep on your back?
I do. I do sleep on my back.
This is another thing.
I do sleep on my back.
Excellent skin
I do.
Sleep like on their back.
Yes,
That's
I do.
hard for me. I can't do it.
I do. I've trained myself to sleep on my back.
That's what my mom said. My mom's like, I just trained myself to do it.
Yeah.
And it does make a difference in your skin.
It does. It does. Because I think some derms can based on how you present, they can tell.
Side sleep.
Our side
sleeper. Do you sleep on your left side? Then I'm looking at my face like, in fact, I do. How can you tell? But yeah, that's a real thing.
Yes.
So you sleep on your back. You go to bed at 9 p.m. You wake up at 4:30. You work out. You have protein. Do you do anything bad? Do you do anything that you're not supposed to do?
I love sweets.
Okay. Thank God.
So I could have a chocolate chip cookie. I love cookies. So that's one of my weaknesses.
Yes.
I don't drink.
Of course not. Of course not. Yes.
But that's my weakness.
Yes.
I love a sweet.
A good. Any place in Chelsea? I'm trying to think in Chelsea. There's so many good bakeries.
So I go to Magnolia Bakery.
Okay. Yeah.
Steve and I go to Magnolia Bakery, so we love their yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Yes, their cake
is so good.
And everyone goes in line for the banana pudding. And
yes, I tried it. It's okay.
It's not for me.
It's okay.
And my family's from the South, so I know like real banana pudding with like the meringue. I don't know. The Magnolia banana pudding isn't hitting, but the cake.
The cake.
Is
cake
very
is great.
good.
Cake is great.
Very good.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to start to see more of in the skincare conversation, and what do you want to see more of?
Oh, interesting. I think about that. Well, I think what we're seeing now is we're seeing this idea of bringing performance to consumers at a low price.
Yes.
So one example is one of the classic OG vitamin C serums that's been on the market for decades. Their patent on vitamin C has just expired.
Is this SkinCeuticals?
Yes.
The CE ferulic?
Ferulic, right.
Oh, that's expired.
That's expired. And then a mass brand, very well known.
Can you say which brand?
The initials are ELF. ELF.
Oh, ELF. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, okay. ELF, yes.
ELF. So they just launched the vitamin C serum.
Oh,
basically using the same tech.
Right. And that SkinCeuticals one, I can't remember the price point. It's over
$180.
Yeah.
And this new product is $16.
Wow. I mean, do you spend much time in Korea and Seoul?
I don't. I need to get over there.
Yes.
K-beauty is super hot right now. And I know, of course, I know, and I'm
Right.
interested in some of the ingredients that are used over there. I think some are very warranted. Others are, a little bit of hype. A little bit of hype.
What do you think is hype? Like snail mucin?
Snail mucin. Well, snail mucin, I think there's so many great vegan alternatives.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to harm snails in order to get the benefits.
Right.
The salmon sperm facial, that's another that's another one.
Become very popular, yes.
Yeah, so I think the benefits of that topically,
Yeah.
question mark for me.
Yes. Something I will tell you as a consumer that I would like to see more of. I think that a lot of skincare companies struggle with marketing in terms of the age range that they show with their products. I think
Right.
when I look at skincare brands and everyone is like 20 years old and they're talking about this great, anti-aging cream, it's like you don't have skincare concerns really yet. I've noticed that a lot of skincare brands struggle to have, there's diverse casting now in terms of like skin tone, but not in terms of age.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a level of ageism
Yes.
in our industry.
Right.
What happened to the Gen Xer
Right.
and the baby boomer? Where are they? We don't speak to them any longer.
Right.
Huge disposable income.
Of course. So how do you think about speaking to that consumer with BeautyStat?
Definitely. With our peptide wrinkle relaxing moisture, we launched that last year. We focused on showing the consumer that was mature.
Yeah, I think that's
50 plus. And we asked our consumer base, come forward, tell us your story. Tell us, are you seeing yourselves represented? And a lot of them became our spokespeople. We kind of made this crowdsourced
That's great.
type of opportunity for consumers to step forward and show themselves. And we called them out, recognized them, and told them we see you. We've elevated them, posted them on our social, invited them to try our products.
That's great.
All of that, and we continue to do that. So our demographic and customer base is really expanding based on that launch.
That's great. That's great. I think people have so many products now. People are confused. People are like, do I need all of these products? What order do I put these products in? I think we're just seeing people have too much of everything.
Yeah.
If you could recommend the ideal, like minimalist skincare routine, maybe 4-5 products, what would those products be?
The basics: a gentle cleanser, a hydrating moisturizer that's not too heavy, and sunscreen. That's 3 basics.
Okay.
And those that are looking for more specific treatments around pigmentation, uneven skin tone, introduce a vitamin C serum. And don't forget your lips. Right. Don't forget they're a very, delicate part of our skin. They need treatment as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You are such an expert in so many things, and it's been such a pleasure talking with you. My
Likewise.
final question that I ask all of my guests is, when do you feel most beautiful?
When do I feel most beautiful? I feel most beautiful when I feel that level of confidence. It's usually after a workout. Yeah. It's after that time. It's really euphoria, what I feel. I feel like accomplished. I feel good. I feel like I've really done something that's good for myself. And that's when I feel most beautiful.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Ron, for educating us here on
Thank you,
Naked
Brooke.
Beauty. Always
Thank
a
you so
pleasure
much.
to see you and talk to you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Of
Appreciate
course.
it.